Let's look at a couple of examples about domain and range. Remember, domain is the set of all x's, and range is the set of all possible y's. Let's look at f of x equals x squared. We can put the graph in the calculator and look at it. If we look at the x-axis, the graph gets wider and wider. It never stops getting wider. We would call this negative infinity to positive infinity. And we would put parentheses around it because you can't put your finger on the beginning or the ending. Now, if we look at the range, we are looking at how tall this graph gets. That's the y-axis. The bottom of this graph is even with the 0 on the y-axis, but we can't find a top number. We will say this is 0 to infinity. We use the bracket around the 0 because we can touch the 0 on the graph. Now let's look at one more. f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 2. We graph this, and we see a V shape. Again, this graph gets wider and wider, so we call the domain negative infinity to positive infinity. The range is a little tricky. Students sometimes want to use the negative 2, but we are looking at the y-axis for range. The bottom point is across from the 0 on the y-axis, so this range is also 0 to infinity.